Thank you. All right. Hi, hello, vanakkam, and welcome to this fantastic webinar on need of cybersecurity skills and job opportunities. ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு நன்றி and ஒரு பெரிய warm welcome to all the students from various colleges and to the management or principals of faculties and TPS who have who've also given us your presence for this webinar. Once again, a warm welcome to all of you. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today with us, and I would quickly like to request for you to identify yourselves by dropping in your name and the college you belong to in the chat box, please. If you could do that for us, we'd really appreciate it, because we would like to know you, and adukkagadam oru chinna request. In the meantime, as you do that, we are also going to wait for few more seconds for few more to join. So, and we are good to begin. And we have a fantastic, a very eminent, a very prolific, and super reputed guest speaker who has come here with us today to be our resource speaker for this webinar. So I'm eager and I'm excited to welcome and introduce our speaker for you. Adikulla, I request for all of you to kindly introduce yourselves and identify yourselves in the chat box by dropping in your name and the college you belong to and which stream you come from. We would really appreciate that. And I am called Krista. I will be the moderator for today's webinar for you, and I'm really excited to do this for all of you, and very, very honored to meet our resource speaker today and to interact with all of you. So thank you once again. Yeah, I can get to I'm able to see you all dropping in your comments. Nandri, thank you. Hi, good afternoon to all those who are dropping in your good afternoon. Nandri, thank you. Good afternoon to you as well. Hi, Kumar. So we are going to wait for a few more seconds, so in the meantime, to all those who joined and to all those who are viewing, Nandri, and I'm going to request for you all to quickly go text back your friends and tell them, hey, come on, the webinar is started, and ask them to rush them up to join the webinar. Can you do that for us, please? Thank you. Hi, Wahab Khan. Lovely to see. We have a lot of engineering and arts and science grads to be participating today. That is fantastic. Oh, all right, it is 3:05, and with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce and welcome our guest speaker for today's webinar on need for cybersecurity skills and job opportunities. Our one and only, and none other than our very dear Shri Kottaram Ramesh ji. Sir, Mr. Ram, thank you very much. We truly appreciate and kind of you to accept our invitation to be our resource speaker for today. And you've been very kind and very, what's the right word? Charming and very volunteering, to support us and help us. Kind of you, sir. Thank you very much. Or a Saturday and a session at 3. It is very difficult, but the charisma you carry on, it's really encouraging, and it is really enlightening. I mean, it's lighting up our spirits also. Thank you very much for joining us today, sir. Lovely to have you. And ladies and gentlemen, quickly I would like to introduce this amazing personality, this great leader to you all, Kottaram V. Ramesh. Sarji Ram, as he is popularly known among his colleagues and his alliances, is a dynamic leader and management thinker in Skillshare India. Mr. Ram is the go-to person All right, because when you entrust him with any responsibility, or if you want to get idea or the right suggestion or inputs, trust me, he is the person for you to reach out to. And he's the director of Max Magic, the place where he deals with innovative security products. He's an active business consultant with DRS Global, where Ram looks into UAE operations. In a nutshell, let me bring this to you. He is a passionate entrepreneur, thought leader by nature, and cybersecurity consultant and cyber management expert by profession. And presently, he heads, the Skillshare. He is the chief vision officer at Skillshare. What this is our honor. MyOSin உடைய teach up technologies ஓட பெரிய honor to have you with us today as our resource speaker, sir. And he has been in the education industry, in the consultation industry the past 30 plus years. Amazing. And this is awesome. Sir, no further ado and no further delay. I'm going to leave the platform all over to you. And once again, a very nandri and warm welcome to all the participants. Yes, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Eucharista.
Thank you, sir.
Let me first appreciate MyOS team for this initiative, which is very important for students, and it's very relevant for them as they go forward in their lives. Thanks to you, especially Eucharista and Dana, to have set this up technically well.
We're glad to have you. Thank you, sir.
My thanks to Geeta of Promo Square to have stitched MyOS and Skillshare together. And thanks to all the people in the audience today, all my young friends. It's very important that and very appreciative that they are here on the Saturday afternoon to listen to what it means to be in the cybersecurity realm, what happens to them, and how do they be cyber hygienic to take their lives forward in this digital era. So let me start with my presentation. I hope my screen is visible, please.
It will be up in next few seconds, I see, sir. Not yet, though.
Yeah.
We're still waiting, sir.
Okay. What about now, Eucharista?
It's still the same, sir.
Oh, we did see this earlier, right? Everything.
Yeah,
okay.
we sure did.
Let me share the screen again. Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Because I believe that.
We can see, yeah, your desktop is up, and yeah. Perfect, sir.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Anytime.
So the topic is well chosen today, that what is the need of cybersecurity skills, and what are the job opportunities for the students. We all know that there has been a rapid digitalization that's happening in the country, not only in the country, across the world. And we are part of the whole thing. So it means that every government these technologies and talking about e-governance and making sure that people stay with technology for a lot of benefits. And so all these things start from the head. So we have our Honorable Prime Minister who has been very vociferous in saying that cybersecurity is the need of the hour, because we are reaching out to people in the digital arena. So The next war is going to be a cyber war. There's already a bio war going on. So next is going to be the cyber war. So how are we going to get ready for that? And how should, as Indians, we should be prepared and embrace, changes that comes in technology, and for us to be safe in the society. So we all talk about digital transformation. So with a lot of smart cities coming up across, the country, there are more than 100 smart cities coming up across the country. So these smart cities typically make a lot of connectivities in their services. Like a smart city will have smart lighting, smart parking, smart garbage collection, a smart, water supply, electricity, and so on and so forth. So the idea is to make it smart, means that it is supposed to give a lot of ease of use and ease of life for people who are living in the smart city and around the smart cities. So when we are talking about this, we also understand that we need to be very careful about setting up a smart city, and thereby the vendors of the smart city, the gadgets we are going to use in smart city, the cameras and the sensors, the IoT things that we're going to use in smart cities. And the whole transformation is happening very rapidly. So when we talk about digital transformation, what do we mean by digital transformation? Are we saying that it is just getting into the gadgets and phones? No, most of whatever we have been doing physically, we are now doing digitally, right? Our education has become digital now. We don't go to college. Our healthcare has become digital. We don't need to go and visit the doctors. Our sports has become very digital now. We start playing, sports and sports-related, activities and games and simulations on our smartphones. Our shopping has become digital. Everything is turned to e-commerce. And even meeting our friends has now become very virtual, right? We don't really get time to go and meet them. And, the pandemic is it's very scary. So in spite of we wanting to go out, there are a lot of restrictions. So is it what we're talking about, digital transformation? No, not exactly. So what is digital transformation? So it is about contactless, paperless human interaction, more methodical and unbiased way of governance. Means that any aspect of e-governance, digital transformation is equal to everybody, is equal to you, equal to me. We all can go to a government site. We all can log in. We all have to go through the same procedure. So it's common for everybody. So it's all about making life simple and easy for senior citizens and people who are retired. Yeah, because it's very important for them, because they won't be able to traverse outside their home. Their kids are living outside the country. So they are a little, digital. They've already embraced a little bit of digitization themselves. And for people who are, having special abilities and people who are handicapped, even for them, digitization is a boon. Digitization or digital transformation is all about making the lives of farmers very easy. They can transact from the goods that they produce from the farm to your kitchen in your house through various methodologies and means. It's a digital transformation where he can sit across in his laptop, and he can bring out all those attributes that make way for him to take the goods from his farm to a chain and then to your house, obviously. So it's all about producing, giving them crop insurance, giving them access to cards, so that the necessity of a farmer who's to be taken care of is completely happening in the digital transformation. We are also talking about agricultural IoT, where technology comes to the help of the farmers, and sitting at his farm, he can understand about, when it is going to rain, what he has to plant, and what is the geophysical nature of his soil. And there are so many things that they can interact to make a better yield for himself and the society. So digital transformation means it is all the deliverables of all credentials and essentials for every single Indian, in a very unbiased manner. So it's a very common formula that we have moved from a physical kind of activity to a digital platform, and we are enjoying that, sitting in the comfort of our homes. But then along with that comes in a lot of threat. Where there is an opportunity, there's a threat also. Where there's a threat, there is definitely an opportunity, right? So the threat is that, the cyber thieves are looming large. Now, the guys who we normally call hackers are omnipresent today, and they're trying to, poke into every vulnerability available in every application and try to exploit them for the sake of money, and try to create chaos in the society, try to confuse you with so many fake messages. And so they are the state actors, the enemies of the country, who are inside and outside the country, are all ganging up together to make a life a mess for us, as we are in this digital transformation era. Social engineering is a very big aspect and important aspect by which a hacker collects information from you, and by posing to be your close friend, by posing to be your relative, and by posing to be somebody who he already knows and met somewhere. So they try and interact with you, and then take information from you, and then try to attack you with the same kind of information. And the biggest problem today is, phishing mails, where somebody send you an email with a link, and there are a lot of nice words about it, and they say that, look, you've been selected to become a team member in one of the state teams or your district team or something like that. They somehow entice you, and then they make you click on that link, and that's about it. Once you click that link, then that's a vulnerability. You completely open up for them to enter into your space. Then once they are into your mobile, then they are everywhere in your network, inside your house, outside your house, and everywhere else. So digital transformation in terms of going forward has also been a big threat in terms of child abuse, in terms of sextortion, cyberbully, cyber stalking, and a lot of illegal activities happening on the dark web and on the internet. So why is cybersecurity relevant today? There are a lot of technologies. Why is cybersecurity alone very relevant today? Because it's one of the topmost emerging technologies, and it is a future for all children, irrespective of what you are studying, irrespective of what field are you in. Security is very important. Earlier, when we were kids, my father used to send me to a karate class, a judo class. Why? Because he feared that somebody might attack me on the road, or some unknown people will try to come and grab some of my asset. So he wanted me to be prepared. So he said, get ready and be alert. Today, the scenario is totally different. All the parents have to tell their children to be cyber safe. They have to ask them to be cyber alert, and have asked them to be cyber hygienic. Why? Because no more are these fights happening on the roads and in other places. They're all happening in your head. They're all happening in the electronic space, in the digital space. So because everything you are doing is on your mobile phone or on your gadgets, which we call as endpoints. And so parents have to teach children to be extremely careful when they are in their social media, in terms of Facebook posting or Insta or LinkedIn or whatever it is. And you have to be very careful about these cybersecurity aspects. Cyber attacks are happening on the country. Cyber attacks are happening on state, on district. Cyber attacks are happening on society, on our critical information infrastructure. And what happens is that the enemies who are sitting outside the country and also within the country try to disrupt the functioning of the government and the machinery and ease of living of human beings. So thereby they paid for it, obviously. So thereby what happens is that they send your attention to something else. Why? They capture something else. It's all kind of games that they play, and it is actually very overwhelming to see that we are the number of cyber attacks that has happened during the pandemic is phenomenal, unbelievable. There are a lot of DDoS attacks happening on our, power segment, water segment. You know what DDoS is, right? So they come and completely mess up your gateway and your server by dumping millions and millions of messages and not allowing space for transactions to take place. And you know that bio warfare and cyber warfare are almost the same. Let's take a small analogy of what is this corona that is happening today, the pandemic, and we're talking about a malware that is lurking in any of your gadgets. Both of them are not visible. The malware, the virus that the hacker puts inside your device, and the pandemic, the corona we are talking about, both are not visible to us, right? But they are within the system. They are somewhere sitting inside the system, ready to attack you when you are weak, ready to attack your vulnerable area and then cause maximum damage to you by taking away your money, taking away your peace, taking away your assets, and all the damage that they can do. So it's very dangerous. So the way that we are careful about hand sanitization, mask and social distancing, which is very important for today and for us to be available for the next generation to take things forward. Similarly, it's very, very important to have cyber hygienic practices and to be cyber safe. Your passwords, not to reveal them to anybody. Your social media, you don't have to post everything every time for everybody to see you. No, there are dangers there. Parents putting their images of their children on the post and flaunting them, very bad. You do not know who's looking at those images and trying to befriend those gullible children and trying to get into their system and then trying to create damage to them. It's we who are creating damages for them. So we got to be very clear. What is necessary in the cyberspace, that alone has to be relevant. Otherwise, we should not be overly exposing ourselves in the internet and in the social media. So that is the world we are in. So you heard about all these words, web services, data theft, cybersecurity, cyber protection, antivirus, denial of service, spoofing, phishing, hijacking, security by design, and all these things. All these things are somewhere very, very closely related, and we are aware that we heard it somewhere, when we are talking to people about cybersecurity. So you see, the need of the hour is to be very, very careful, and the world we care for we must be very sure that we are not the vulnerability, by which we create damage for others, or we don't bring in problems to others. So you have to be very, very careful. You know that a lot of colleges have started working on artificial intelligence and on cybersecurity. And during the first wave and also recently, we know that many companies laid off people and asked them to go and come back a little later when they inform, because they could not give much jobs to them, because they themselves were very worried on the way things are going to go and the regulations. They are not very sure. The only people in the companies which the companies told, please don't go, please stay back, we need you, are the cybersecurity professionals working in those companies. Why? Because these people who were working in the company were the ones who were safeguarding the assets and the digital information of the company. Because it's very important that, and this is the time when everything is very slow, the hackers have all the time to get into your system, because you can't shut down your system and you would not have updated your softwares, and there could be a lot of apps running in the system, and you must be a SaaS company or an e-commerce company. So who will take care of the network? Who will take care of the security? So the companies vehemently asked all these people who are cybersecurity professional to kindly stay back, work from home. They were given all the latest gadgets and all the facilities to ensure that from wherever they are, they protect the assets of the company. So when the government is talking about, the emerging technologies, government also said that, hey, all colleges, now enough was enough. Don't tell me the same thing about civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, production engineering. They said, stop it. You're talking about books that were, released in 1960s and 70s, and not much of upgradation. Today, the whole world is moving towards technology. Whole world is moving, churning in terms of, the industry 4.0 revolution. So AICT and the Ministry of Education and the government of India came out with these, 9, 10 technologies, which they said was very important, and formed this as the emerging technologies. And they made arrangement with Ministry of IT and electronics and IT, MIT, and who joined hands with NASSCOM to create NASSCOM Future Skills. And then these 9 technologies: artificial intelligence and machine learning, AR and VR, RPO, RPA, IoT, big data analytics, 3D printing, cloud computing, cybersecurity, mobile security. All these things were said that, okay, these are the ones that need to be now taken to the students. What do they mean by that? It means that people who are already working on electronics, they must come into IoT. They must learn more about IoT. People who are, working on mathematics and progressions must look more about, cloud computing and data analytics. So there is a lot of relevance to what you are already studying and adapting it to the latest technology so that you can go forward. When the BPO industry started many years back, companies were hiring people left, right, and center. So if you're a mechanical engineer, no problem, please come and join. You're a chemical engineer, no problem, please come and join. You are biotech, no, don't worry at all. Please come and join the BPO. And why did they do that? People said that, mathematics, please come and join Oracle. Why did they do that? Because they wanted the domain experts, the people with the domain knowledge, to integrate with technology to give solutions to their clients. So their client must be a pharmaceutical industry. So he must be talking something. All these guys know is about, software and IT. So they needed somebody to come and tell them, in pharma terms, this means this. So you need to derive a security and a position like this. So that's exactly why they needed a lot of people with the basic domain knowledge to come and join the BPO. Similarly, today for cybersecurity. So we understand that cybersecurity is very, very important. We understand that as much as the world says that you must know a minimum English to traverse and go forward in life, you must know a minimum amount of cybersecurity to safely traverse and to safely move forward in the digital arena, right? So that is how important it is, the knowing and the knowledge about cybersecurity. So what are the skills required to be in the cybersecurity field? First of all, you must have knowledge of the technology. So cybersecurity is not a small topic where you study one book and then you take one certificate and you say that, okay, I'm a cybersecurity specialist. No. Cybersecurity is a technology. Within the technology, there are so many things. You have security analysis, you have application security analysis, you have digital forensics, you have penetration testing, you have identity and access management. You have a whole lot of things that combine together in terms of being in the security, cybersecurity, so that every aspect of the company and the assets can be secured. So you should have knowledge about the technology. You should know what cybersecurity is all about. And you should also know a little bit of knowledge in any one of the coding language, a bit of Python or a little bit of, something to do with C++ or JavaScript or anything like that. Because unless you know this, you won't be able to identify and mitigate a malware if it attacks the network or a system, right? Everything is coding. Everything is put in the form of code. So you must have a basic knowledge about any of these, programming languages. Then you must know you must know about the tools. What are the tools? You must know about the tools. What tools are we using in cybersecurity? What are these tools? And there are every aspect of the technology has got different tools. So you'll have to understand where you are working, which part of cybersecurity are you going to work, and what kind of tools are we going to use in those cybersecurity in those areas. And then you have to be cyber hygienic for sure. How many of you have seen where is the modem in your house? You can use the chat to say that, and Eucharista can see about that. How many of you
Absolutely,
have
sir.
seen where is modem in your house? All you know is that as soon as you get into your house, the Wi-Fi must be working, and you must be able to, chat with your friends and say, hey, I'm home. Let's start playing. Let's start discussing. I will see you in 5 minutes. I'll connect in 10 minutes, whatever it is. Somewhere there is a modem in the house which is gathering dust, and we don't know where it is. We will know about it only when the network is not there, right? So if that is the situation, how many of you have upgraded or updated your modem? Or whenever there's an information that has come, update your modem, you have just skipped it and not gone into it. That is a vulnerability. The moment you connect your mobile to a device which is not updated the patch or not to fix the vulnerability, then it is an open gateway. What happens? The hacker gets into your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, and he goes to wherever you carry the mobile phone. Ensure you don't carry a mobile phone to your bathroom all the time. It's very important. So you must know what is cyber hygiene. You must practice cyber hygienic conditions, and then you must be very ethical. Cybersecurity is that it's like learning martial arts, I would say. Yeah, you can attack or you can defend, right? You can defend when somebody is attacking you, but then you can also attack somebody who's weak. But is it ethical? It is not ethical, right? We don't want to go to the street and pull up fight and bring a lot of issues for ourselves, right? So we don't want to do that. So being ethical is very important if you are going to be in cybersecurity. Then what is called ethical hacking? And what is ethical hacking? Is there something called ethical hacking? In my opinion, there's nothing called ethical hacking. Just like there is no a good terrorist or a bad terrorist. A terrorist is a terrorist, right? So similarly, a hacker is a hacker. Whether it's ethical or non-ethical is something that we have to see, on the incidents that happens due to him or a part of him. So being ethical in hacking parlance means that you will be given permission to attack a system to find vulnerabilities, like bug bounty, but you do it with permission. The companies want to know whether their network is safe, strong, whether the apps that they create are safe and strong. And so what they do, they give you permission to hack them. They pay you for that. So within the the boundary, you try and penetrate into the system and try to see if there is any vulnerability. If you do, it's good for them because they can save big time on their reputation and for their users and their security. So this is being ethical. So you are getting the permission of somebody and then hacking them. That is fantastic because you are contributing to the growth. And if you want to be in cybersecurity, you have to think like a hacker. It doesn't mean that you put a hoodie like you see in movies or in pictures. You sit in a dark place, you don't show your face, and you have numbers running on your screen. No, it's not all that. When you say you think like a hacker, two things come to my mind. One, you need to be extremely calm. You need to know some music. I was listening to an interview from Virendra Sehwag, the one of the best opening batsmen we had. So he was saying that during matches with the Australians and English in their conditions, everybody told them, oh, there'll be a lot of bouncers and this and that. He said, I was singing a Hindi song into myself, and I sang it so loudly inside that even my ears were deaf. They could not hear anything external. What it means was that, he was trying to be very calm, and he was using music as a way to find the solution. I know a lot of hackers in our own system. We have around 40 to 50 researchers who are big time hackers and cybersecurity professionals. Many of them are musicians. They learn music. So it's a way to ease the mind, when you work very tirelessly throughout the night sometimes. So you must be able to think like a hacker, means that you must be analytical. You must know progression. You must know step-by-step approach, just like you do, mathematics, solving a problem. Everything has got an equation and a solution, right? You must know the nuances of that. Once you know that, then your passion takes over. Then because of the passion, you go and read a lot of things. You try and learn more. And that's how you become expert day in and day out, is it not? Hands-on practice. In every webinar of mine, I used to tell this example. You don't become Sachin Tendulkar by reading his biography, right? Even Virat Kohli cannot be Virat Kohli if he does not practice on every day, right? Because there are people waiting to push him and take his place. What does it mean? However good you are, you need to practice, practice, and practice. For cybersecurity, it's all about practice. And that's when you become extremely good in cybersecurity. And keep learning. There is no limit for learning, right? So you keep on learning, you keep on learning. You keep learning the next steps and you go forward. So knowledge, skill, trust, and employability. These are the 4 things that really matter to students. So what does it mean? It means that the way that people choose students on campus interview or in terms of getting them into jobs is, first of all, they see whether you are a student in what related fields, in what discipline, and whether you are from a STEM course or are you from a UG course. Then they check whether you are digitally skilled, which means that are you aware about security, mobile security, some bit of analytics, and are you aware of cloud security? Are you aware that henceforth everything happens in the cloud and nobody has got any physical storage, in on premises? Everything is stored on the cloud, right? So how much do you know when you call yourself digitally skilled? Are you cybersecurity trained? Which means that do you have some knowledge about the concepts? And are you skilled with hands-on experience? Have you done some labs? Do you know, how to go and solve a problem? Do you know at least how to realize and understand there is a problem? And they have also asked whether the course that you do in cybersecurity, does it have any validity? Who made that course? Who taught you? Is it approved by the government of India? Is it approved by the industry? Does the industry say that, okay, if you have read and if you have practiced these labs and if you have done these courses, I am willing to employ you? So you have to look around to see that what you're learning, whether it conforms to this requirement. And obviously, workplace ethics, which I've already spoken about, that you have to be, certified in the Clean Exit, platform, which takes care of all the, ethics at workplace, and coaching and training based on that. So when we're talking about cybersecurity, we saw that there is a lot of threat in cybersecurity, that it is not something very easy we thought it's supposed to be. Not that it is very difficult either. And so along with the threat comes in a lot of opportunities. There are opportunities for students, there are opportunities for parents and teachers, there are opportunities for employers, there's a huge opportunity for the government and our own critical information infrastructure. Cybersecurity offers a lot of good things for the business and of course healthcare. Technology per se is, all these people are beneficiaries of the technology in one way or the other. So when we come to academia, what is it that academia, you as college students and many people who are there who are, teachers and who are, in the academia, what is it in for you? How do you get benefited by these opportunities? Humongous opportunity that is waiting and, just in front of you. So opportunities are for you to learn the courses from NASSCOM Future Skills and Skillshare, joint courses, which are industry curated content, which means that all the 2,200 companies have joined together and they have said that, hey, okay, I want to take 1,000 people who are good in cloud computing, and so they must learn these things in cloud computing. And some say, hey, I want somebody who is good in cybersecurity, and they need to understand these things about cybersecurity, which is not being taught properly outside. So they came up with a curated content and said that, fine, anybody who's going to learn in this methodology, in this system, they can be a part of our company and get into job roles. And the opportunity is for you to learn by skilling yourself, by training on virtual labs. What is virtual lab? A virtual lab is a scenario that is given to you on your laptop or on your mobile, which is exactly what you will be doing when you get into a job. So suppose you are getting into a job as a network security person in a company. So what all will you be doing in network security? How will you be doing scanning? What will you be doing in terms of log analysis? All these things are what is taught in a virtual lab. And of course, the simulators. And it's very important for you to understand that whatever you are studying has proper certification. And the certification is completely approved by the industry, by those companies and by the government of India, because otherwise you will completely get lost. There are hundreds of companies who will come and say that I will teach this for you for this money, I will teach this for you for this price minus this discount. You start tomorrow, then I'll give you this much discount. We have got thousands of companies doing that. But is it worth pursuing that? You should do research. You should do research, and you must understand which courses have got the reputation and which of them are recognized by companies, so that when you do those courses and when the colleges encourage the students to do these courses, you get into job roles very easily. By the time you graduate, the job must be available for you. So those kind of courses is what you should learn. And then you should look at these kind of courses that give you internship. Now, are you getting internships? And are you supported with placements? And if so, how does the course or the company or the future skills or any entity, how do they provide you these things? And all these things are something which are having huge opportunity and value for students, especially when smart cities are coming up. We were talking about smart city in Tirupur and one in Vijayawada, and the CEOs of the smart cities were very clear. They said that we want only local people to be trained and employed in the smart city. They don't want somebody who's coming from Bombay or from Bangalore or from elsewhere, so that he is not a native of that place. He doesn't know a lot of things, and then he has to be accommodated, and then he has to go to his place and come back. Then there is attrition rates. So everybody is looking at people who can be within the short area. So which means that if there are opportunities, then there are huge opportunities for all of us, even if we look that we are within Tamil Nadu itself. So your job is ready. I'm telling you today, your job is ready. I need 2,400 people tomorrow to get into job roles. Seriously. I have companies having come and told me that, please get us these people, train them, and we will take them for jobs. 100% true. But are you ready? That's a question we ask people. Are you ready? So some of the job roles, as I mentioned earlier, is application security analyst. Very important for the country today. Everything works on apps today. Everybody, e-commerce, you talk about government, Arogya Setu, your UIDAI, everything works on apps. What if those apps have vulnerability and thereby it endangers the data, and that data is used by somebody else and sold in the dark web, and then that is used for somebody else to profit. So every country needs hundreds and thousands of people to be continuously working to find out vulnerabilities. So they are called application security vulnerabilities. So you say coding, and then there's something called secure coding. Just coding is not enough. You should know secure coding, which is very important. So application security analyst post today is rampant and running huge, and there is at least 50,000 to a lakh of people required in this job role across the country. And as I said, pen tester, endpoint security analyst, analyst compliance and audit. It goes on and on. Cybersecurity is for everybody. I want you students to understand that cybersecurity is not only for engineering students. Cybersecurity is not only for IT students. In fact, 4 of our best researchers in our, I told you, within our team of 45 researchers, these 4 people are only BCom students. They did not learn technology. They did not learn, MSc computer science or BTech IT or anything like that. They were commerce students. They had an analytical thinking. They had a passion to look into cybersecurity, and they drove themselves to where they are today. And each is getting a salary of 5 lakhs of rupees a month. These researchers, security researchers, who are only BCom students. And they didn't want to go and do more certification, because what is the use? You take certification to prove that you know something. But today everybody wants only knowledge check. நீ படிச்சதுக்கு உனக்கு அறிவு இருக்கா இல்லையா? இல்ல சும்மா சர்டிபிகேட் கொண்டு வந்து காமிச்சு நான் கோல்ட் சர்டிபிகேட் வாங்கியிருக்கேன் சும்மா வந்து போஸ்ட் போட போறியா? உண்மையிலேயே உனக்கு knowledge இருக்கா இல்லையா? That is exactly what the companies want to know. 12th standard student இருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல, நல்லா கம்ப்யூட்டர் கேம் ஆட தெரியும், ஸ்மார்ட் போன் நல்லா விளையாட தெரியும் அப்படின்னா he is very good for cyber security. எதனால? அந்த மேன் மெஷின் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ் இருக்கு இல்லையா, இவன் சொல்றது மிஷினுக்கு புரியுது, மிஷின் சொல்றது இவனுக்கு புரியுது. That interface is very, very important. So that way, everybody who's using a smartphone and can surf the net and go forward in the digital media and the social platform are all excellently capable of getting into cybersecurity. So you don't need to be an engineering course student. You could be from any discipline. BSc Physics, Chemistry, Biology, Mathematics, Statistics, BCA. Mathematics தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா you can do a lot of technologies. If you are good in mathematics, you can do data, you can become a data analyst, you can be in cloud computing, you can be a researcher, you can be in cybersecurity. There is no dearth for you. So anybody, even a UG student, can do very good in cybersecurity and get into job roles. Okay, நீங்க சொல்றீங்க STEM கோர்ஸ் இருந்தா பரவாயில்ல, ஏதாவது யூஜி கோர்ஸ் இருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல, காமர்ஸ் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் இருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல அப்படின்னு. யார் சார் வேலை கொடுப்பாங்க எனக்கு? Who gives me the job? I will go to a company and he say, become student, cybersecurity, get the hell out of here. Is it what they will say? No, they won't say that. Yeah, I take my word for it. They will never say that. There was incidents that happened in an audit firm, and in the audit firm, some data was stolen from a server, and they understood that it came from an intern who was working in the audit firm, a BCom student who went for a CA intern. He was just doing articleship there in the company, and he did not know cybersecurity, so he was using his mobile to download something at lunchtime when nobody was there, and thereby the hacker who was watching that network saw the vulnerability in his mobile phone through an app, and then through that he went into the into that server of the audit firm, and completely encrypted the entire thing and said that's a ransomware. He injected a ransomware, and then they had to pay huge amounts of money. So BCom student க்கும் ரொம்ப important, literature and art student க்கும் இது ரொம்ப important. Who will employ you? எல்லாரும் கேட்டிங்களே ஒரு கேள்வி. இப்போ வந்து நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட்ல நான் காமிக்க போறேன் எந்தெந்த கோர்ஸ் படிச்சா எந்தெந்த இடத்துல வேலை கிடைக்கும் அப்படின்னு. So the employers for you today are the government, corporate and edtech companies. You know, MSMEs and manufacturing companies in your own city, in your own town, nearest place, in those places. Retail brands, so many new retail brands have come. So many people have started putting up their apps and putting things on the e-commerce platforms, and a lot of FMCG companies, pharmaceutical companies and distributors. Chartered accountants become students. Listen to this. Chartered accountants. இன்னைக்கு வந்து KPMG, Deloitte, Ernst and Young and all these big four companies, when they want to employ you or a chartered accountant, first thing they're saying is that how much do you know about cybersecurity? Do you know data security? Are you going to be a solution to the company or are you going to be the problem? So all students of all streams and students who are doing LLB and law, they also have huge scope in becoming a part of the law enforcement agencies. So now let's look at cybersecurity as a career path. You must identify your avatar in the digital world. So who are you? Who is your avatar? What do you want to be? So that is what I was telling you about, that these are the courses that is recommended for you students to become a cybersecurity professional. First thing you should do is to learn about a foundation course in cybersecurity. Why? You may not have learned or you would not have been studying about IT security or network security because you may be a BCom student. அப்போ என்ன பண்ணணும்? In the foundation curriculum in cybersecurity course படிக்கணும். When you read this, which is a hands-on, very supportive course starting from the basics, it will teach you what all you need to get started about and get there. And if you're already a science student, you already learned about IT security, you are a student of BSc, MSc computer science, or something with BTech, MTech, IT, or any of those roles, then it's even more important for you to learn it to make sure that you understand exactly whatever you learned is what the industry wants today. Then there are courses, many courses called NSD certified penetration testing course or open source intelligence course. Then there's something called cognitive threat management course. These are advanced courses that you should learn. And then there's something called NOS topic. NOS means National Occupational Standard. In the NOS topic, yaarlam pandringlo, whoever does this NOS topic, you are very, very relevant for the job roles that are listed on the side. So if you do the NOS topics, NOS 901, 902, 905, then you can become a security analyst. If you do NOS 912 and 913, you become an endpoint security analyst. If you do 909, 925 or 936, then you become a penetration tester. You must understand that you should learn a foundation course, an advanced course, and a professional course. Or first year la one, second year la one, third year la one. If you can do this, and if the colleges can bring this knowledge to the students and bring it in the curriculum, breathe in, talk to the board of studies and bring it inside, then you are giving an opportunity to all the students who are in pre-final and who are going to reach the pre-final very, very soon, so that the number of students who will be employed from your colleges will be very high, and there's a huge amount of justice you would have done for the students and to the industry, to the society and to the country. So in short, Skillshare, we work with academia, industry, and the customers, and of course the resource people, and we are a part of an ecosystem where we have information sharing and analysis center, not-for-profit organization that has the private-public partnership with National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center, which works under the Prime Minister's office. So we have a private-public partnership with them, and we have MOUs with CERT and UGC and AICT and NASSCOM Future Skills. In fact, AICT has given us, ISAC a mandate that they should train 100,000 people every year for government jobs. Now, that is the requirement and importance with which we are doing capacity building in the country as part of our national security. So some of our association in the academia, industry and government, this is just to tell you that, we are not a fly by the night operator, and we are not here to sell our course. We are here to tell you that these courses are important. This is the way to learn, and this is the way to get into a job role. Very simple. And we are available to support you, to guide you, and, take you there. So Skillshare is an ISO 9001 company, and we have the course alignment with the NASSCOM Future Skills. As I told you, a lot of all the IT companies part of NASSCOM, dig into the repository and try and take students who have done the NASSCOM Future Skills courses, so that they know, the students know exactly what they want them to know. Yeah. So in terms of theory, we have courses which are around 45 hours, in which there are 30 hours of theory and 15 hours of practical. That's about it. There is there's no big thing about it. It's very, very simple, that it is self-paced. You can do 1 hour today, 1 hour over the weekend, 1 hour next week. You can do whenever you want, and you can complete the course in 3 to 6 months time and get your certificate. And then if you put that certificate, the NASSCOM Future Skills certificate, in your CV, then you have a lot of visibility from, job placement companies and hirers. So after the theory, we are talking about virtual labs in which we train people. So as I told you, virtual labs are very important as practice and hands-on in order to expand the knowledge of what you learned in theory and to practice them, so that the employers know that, fine, this guy knows everything. And like இப்போ தமிழ்நாடு பிரீமியர் லீக்ல ஒரு ஆளை ஒரு பேட்ஸ்மேன் எடுக்கணும் அப்படின்னா என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க அப்படின்னா, அவனுக்கு கேம் பத்தி தெரியுமான்னு பார்ப்பாங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட். அதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா, அவன் எங்கெங்க விளையாடுறானோ அங்கெல்லாம் போய் ஸ்கவுட்ஸ் அனுப்பிச்சு வாட்ச் பண்ணுவாங்க. how does he behave, how much knowledge he's got about the game, how does he apply himself on the game. சரி, ஓகே, அவனை எடுக்கலாமா, and his behavior on and off the field, இதெல்லாம் பார்த்துட்டு if he's okay, then they give him a huge opportunity in his life to go forward. The virtual labs adhe madri tha. It's exactly like that. Whatever you learned, you practice in the virtual labs, and thereby you showcase that you know the technology, you understand the concept, and immediately you get into jobs. இது Skillshare இருக்கிற ஒரு simulator. We call it the smart city simulator. The people who are sitting there are all high level police officers from Tamil Nadu police, DGP and ADGP rank, SI rank people. So they come to train in Skillshare on lot of cybersecurity awareness programs, and on digital forensics, and on search and seizure methodologies, what to do, what not to do. Or cyber crime ஒரு smart city ல எப்படி நடக்கும், அது நடந்தா எப்படி எவிடன்ஸ் கிரியேட் பண்றது, அது நடக்காம இருக்கிறதுக்கு என்ன பண்றது, இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிற ட்ரைனிங் எல்லாம் it's given on this lab which is available in our Skillshare center in Chennai. இது மாதிரி we are going to set it up in many colleges so that students can go there and practice 30,000 different incidences அதுல கத்துக்கலாம். And that's how you become a master, by spending 1 or 2 hours every day on this gamification. You can see trains going, you can see nuclear reactors working, you can see planes taking off, எல்லாம் இருக்கும் அதுல. So the job will be, one student will be asked to do offensive, and one person will be asked to defend the particular incidents. So toll booth la ஒரு vehicle போகுது அப்படின்னா, some students will be told, okay, now you'll have to get past the toll booth, and by faking an RFID card. And then the other set of students will be told, now you must identify who are coming with this fake identity, and you must try to stop them. அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிற ட்ரைனிங் கொடுக்கிறது தான் இந்த smart city simulator. So as I told you, we take students on the career path, and we support them in whichever they want to upskill themselves, and we provide internships and projects. And Empower the Enabler is a faculty development program that we do. We would want to work with MyOS team to take these programs to colleges that are in Connect, and trained faculty will also be given training as cybercrime intervention officers and as first responders. So identify, train, deploy model of hiring is what Skillshare does. So if we identify graduates who are very good who have aptitude to become cyber professionals, and then we train them in our platform, and then we deploy them to various companies that have been asking us to give good people available in various parts of the country to work from home, as well as to join the office locally. So there's a lot of opportunity here. So thankful to media and for conferring an award on Skillshare as one of the top 10 cybersecurity training company of 2020. So thank you, and I might have gone a little fast because of the time constraint. This is our credentials. You can note down and you can reach us whenever you want. அங்க கீழே ஒரு யூடியூப் லிங்க் இருக்கு. அந்த யூடியூப் லிங்க்ல பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா Skillshare cyber security யூடியூப்ல பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா there are a lot of videos that will show you what is this simulator and virtual lab, and thereby how can you join and practice, and all those facilities that you can avail. A lot of free courses in Skillshare LMS you can join, and we need a lot of cyber security professionals. The country needs a lot of cyber warriors. The country needs to safeguard its assets, and thereby constantly we want people to upgrade themselves in cybersecurity domain. So this is something that is a lifetime requirement for you, to safeguard yourself, your own house, your family, your friends, your society, and your employer, and your country. So this is where we are, and thank you very much for listening out. And we will keep the floor open for a few questions if there's anything. And Eucharista, if you can moderate, please. Thank you very much.
Hello, sir. Wow, need of the hour, isn't it, sir? Nandri, thank you very much, sir. What an amazing and such an insightful, session and thoughts you've shared with us today. And it's the past 2 years. It's all about virtual. It's all online. It's all about applications and softwares, and that's exactly what is happening. And எவ்வளவு அவசியம் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு awareness today. And thank you very much. You are the right person to share it with us. Team MyOSin, Team Teach Up Technologies, and all of the students here. We're really thankful to you for what you've shared with us today, sir. Thank you. We truly appreciate it. And like sir said, yes, the platform is open for all of you to post on your queries. And in the meantime, as you were there were questions DM'd to me, and from principals and from faculties from different colleges. And the first question that I would like to begin is this: how to keep my emails secure and not being hacked? Yes.
$1 million question, but
absolutely, sir.
Very, very important.
Sounds and looks simple, but exactly.
Security starts basically by understanding what the threats are. So unless we know that there is a threat, we won't be able to find ways to save ourselves from there. Ignorance is not bliss in cybersecurity, and if you are ignorant, then you'll have to pay the price for it.
True.
One of the simplest and best ways to safeguard your email is that your password. Today we have special sessions where we teach faculty and we teach students, even in schools, how to secure your password and how not to divulge your password to others. Because social engineering, as I told you, I can speak very nicely to Eucharista and befriend her. I can take her out, and slowly I can tell her in some, when she is a little, close, and I said that, yeah. Hey, can you give me your password, please? And in the gif of the moment, she'll give the password, and that's about it. Then she has lost complete control on the emails or on the whatever you are doing. So be very careful. Do not trust your wife, your children, your friend, your employer, your employee, anybody. Trust only yourself to know the password and keep it safe. And try and change passwords. Don't use passwords like your name followed by your date of birth. Something like that, very common. Today we have tools that can take your password in less than 3 minutes. If 100 of you give me your numbers, I will take out your passwords in less than 5 minutes. Thereby can enter into your phone and find out what you're having in your gallery. It's child's play. It's become such a child's play that children who are in 8th standard, 9th standard are doing it. So be very careful that if you want to protect your emails, you have to be very careful about your password. Number 2, if there is any mail saying that, hey, you got 1,000 rupees lottery, முதல்ல யோசிங்க நீங்க லாட்டரி டிக்கெட் வாங்குனீங்களா, அவசியமா உங்களுக்கு அது போய் அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு மெயில போய் பார்க்கிறதுக்கு. You have to be extremely you careful in getting entangled or getting sucked into all this kind of stuff. இந்த டெம்ப்டேஷன்லாம் வந்து அவாய்ட் பண்ணிடணும். நமக்கு ஃப்ரீயா எதுவுமே யாருமே கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. யாராவது ஃப்ரீயா கொடுக்குற ஒரு லிங்கை டச் பண்ணுங்க, இந்த லிங்கை டச் பண்ணா வந்து உங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கும்னு நீங்க டச் பண்ணீங்க அப்படின்னா இருக்கிறதெல்லாம் ஃப்ரீயா வேற யாருக்காவது போயிடும். So you have to be very, very careful. You cannot take a chance of getting into a phishing mail or clicking a link without knowing. நிறைய பேர் வந்து நான் வந்து பஜாஜ் ஃபைனான்ஸ்ல இருந்து கூப்பிடுறேன், நான் ஆக்சிஸ் பேங்க்ல இருந்து கூப்பிடுறேன், நான் உங்களுக்கு மெயில் ஒரு மெயில் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன், நீங்க அந்த லிங்கை மாத்திரம் கிளிக் பண்ணீங்கன்னா உங்க KYC டாக்குமெண்ட் நாங்களே எடுத்துக்கிறோம். அப்புறம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா நீங்க வந்து you don't have to really give any document, but we'll give you 50,000 rupees loan. வேண்டாமா யாராவது இந்த பேண்டமிக் சிச்சுவேஷன்ல? We'll go and click that, and you will not get 50,000, you lose 100,000 from your wallet or from your bank account. So email, be very careful about these two things, password and phishing emails.
Wow. ஒரு விதத்துல it was scary, but ரொம்ப eye opener. It was an ஒரு wake up call மாதிரி ஒரு eye opening ஆ இருந்தது sir. Thank you very much. But actually that's exactly right, அதுதான் நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு. That's how people are easily being victims to email hacking and things like that. Yes, and there is another question, since you mentioned Axis Bank and all that, bank application softwares, is it safe to use?
99% of them are very safe.
Okay.
But how will you identify
exactly
a mail or a SMS or a WhatsApp is coming from that bank or not? Today, Axis Bank logo which Axis Bank code detail which Axis Bank code address which there are 100,000 what do you call entities available. You'll have to look very carefully into all these things. Like when they say that somebody gives you a 1,000 rupee note, they say that, okay, check the note, that these are the things that will necessarily be there in the note. That will identify whether it is fake or not fake. Gandhiji inga irupparu, Gandhiji kizha idu irukum, and the side la idu irukum. Okay, thirupi pathingana indha mari irukum. Adula vandu and the invisible line irukum. If you keep in a UV light, you will see this. These are precautions, right?
Yes.
So similarly, when somebody sends you a message from a bank, first of all, see if there is any spelling mistake in that. Okay, Axis AX I capital irukum, S small irukum. Neenga takku note panna matinga. And the logo paatha odne Axis you will go and click. Okay, many of these things, if you really look for faults, you will understand that those things are fake sites where they will say that you go and make a payment, and then you go and make a payment, it will not go to the bank, it will be diverted to somebody else, and somebody will be enjoying that money. So you got to be very careful. You must understand, and you must look out for the notifications from the bank, and you should identify how they have also identified some hackers and put out those notice to you. Generally, we have to be careful.
Fantastic, sir. Thank you. I hope it helps, to the professional who asked that question. And the last question, sir, from a student again. Any simple tool that you can suggest us to find out whether my mobile is hacked or not?
Yeah, there are so many of them. And there are so many of them. There are also websites, where you can go and say that this is my number, and they will say whether your phone has been compromised or not. And we ourselves have certain sites which is very trustworthy to understand whether the phones have been compromised, whether you've been hacked or not. Otherwise, if you generally go and see, that itself will be a vulnerability. உன்னோட phone hack பண்ணிருக்கேன் இல்லையா நான் பார்த்து சொல்றேன்னு சொல்லிட்டே வந்து உங்க phone hack பண்ணி information எடுத்துடுவாங்க.
True.
So there are tools which are in the research side, and we have a lot of tools. Particular person who asked this question can WhatsApp me or chat with me, and I will guide you to show whether your phone is hacked or not.
Hi Akila, I hope that helps, and that was super direct and straight for you there. Fantastic, lovely. So you've been very kind and very prompt and very rumba comprehensible with your solutions and responses that you provided. Thank you very much, and we truly appreciate it, sir. So this whole webinar rumba alaga engalukku or awareness create panachu how to keep ourselves protected, our systems protected, our applications protected, our gadgets protected from from or during or before any cyber attack or from attacks basically. So thank you for creating that awareness today at the right moment for us, because this is exactly what we needed right now. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and looking forward to working more with MyOS in spreading awareness to a lot of our fellow citizens in the country, and to make sure that we do our part to keep people safe in from cyber attacks or cyber incidences. Thank you very much.
We truly appreciate this association, sir. Once again, thank you very much to all the faculties, to all the management, principals, TPOs, and students who participated. We truly appreciate it. And yeah, like our Facebook channel, like our Facebook page, like our YouTube channel, and keep watching these webinars like this, and spread the information. Let us all benefit. Stay home, stay safe, and take care. We'll again meet you in a webinar like this. And once again, a periya nandri to Mr. Ram, sir, nandri again. Thank you very much.
And,
thank you all.
And do reach out to us in terms of if you want anything in terms of cybersecurity for students, college, or faculty. Do reach out to MyOS, and we'll team up to support you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, sir. See you all again. Bye-bye. Thank you.